All right. What you saying, people? Welcome back.
Another one.
How you been?
I'm good, bruv. You good?
Bro, I've got to admit, I'm a bit tired,
But yeah, you've had a bit of a long one today, innit?
Yeah, I'm a bit tired, innit? I didn't log off on time, innit?
Oh.
Yeah. So, but apart from that, man, I'm good,
Yeah, man.
I'm good. I'm chilled. Weather's getting chaps.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's all right,
Listen, when I have to cream myself now, I got to put an extra layer of cream on. But now, because the ones there. You know when it's summertime, yeah?
Yeah.
You know when, as a black person, innit, your
Yeah.
skin looks nice.
Yeah.
You know when it comes like it's cold.
Especially in between.
Yeah, in between.
In
It
between.
starts chapping.
Yeah.
It starts getting white. You put Vaseline there, and then like after 2-3 hours, it's there, innit?
Yeah, it's mad.
No, yeah.
It's mad, man. Bruv, can you come like it's 3 months and 1 week or week and a half till Christmas or 2023.
I know.
Mad.
Quick.
Mad.
Telling you.
Mad, bro, yeah.
But yeah, hope everyone is cool. You know what to do. You like,
it's free,
subscribe, share. Listen, me and Robert, we're nice, we ain't charging nobody,
Yep.
We're not charging nobody. So yeah, you like, subscribe. We're on TikTok, Social Worker and Mentor Pod. We're on Instagram. You can follow Rob, Switcher the Geezer. Let's Talk with the Mohawk. You can follow me, Insta, Nana Yabba. You can DM us.
That's it.
Yeah. So we got a lot of things coming up.
A lot of great things. Yeah. I'm actually excited about the next.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. Just before we go in, I know we did the last 2 episodes in it, but bruv, that episode on social work safety, bruv, it blew,
It was needed.
Yeah, it was needed.
It was needed. I think once again, it gives a real insight into your job role.
Yeah.
And obviously, there are dangers.
Yeah.
There are times when, we have to be aware of, our own safety.
That's right.
As, human beings and professionals,
Yeah.
So, for me, I remember when we was talking about, I go, nah, bruv, this needs its own topic of conversation itself.
No, it does, yeah.
Yeah, it's great to see. It's great to see other social workers empathise and also say, actually, I go through that as well.
And a lot of professionals as well who were basically saying, that they really have gone through these things as well, innit? So it was good. Right. And I think a lot of social workers did message me after and said, it was good actually that you spoke about it, innit?
Yeah,
so but thanks guys for the feedback.
That's it.
But anyway, we want to go for a different angle today to the episode.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I think we haven't really spoken much about, in terms of, I want to look at teachers. So obviously, like, I'm aware that teachers, when it comes to the school term, you've got your half term, you've got your summer holidays. Social workers, we ain't got no half term, we ain't none of that. But how is it, Rob, because you worked in the school. So how do teachers prepare for the academic year? So what does it entail? Is it like marking over the summer, lesson plans, like?
Yeah, so, all right. So, as you know, there are many roles within a school. You have the head teacher, the deputy head teacher, you got the teachers, you have TAs, you have, multitude of different sort of helpers, and of course you have the students. Now, being a professional, an educator, and obviously working in the school, I was a engagement mentor.
Okay.
In another job role, I was also an inclusion officer.
Right.
Now, when you're an inclusion officer / engagement, you're actually mentoring children with actual behavior needs within the school. So there are different, teachers and different teaching roles within the school, and they all have different. There's preparation, for all different types of roles. Okay, yeah. If you're a head teacher, now, as you know, you're a head teacher. What? So that's a massive
the whole
responsibility.
School. Yeah.
Because you got to think about your staff. You got to think about, is this curriculum going to meet the needs of all these children in this school, this academic
from year 7 to year 11, or even primary, before they transition?
Right. I have to make sure, as a head teacher or deputy head, that safeguarding is top of the chain along with child protection.
Well, that's what I was going to say,
it's
because
a massive responsibility.
Because head teachers, they are designated safeguarding leads.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, so in terms of what you were saying earlier about inclusion and also to do with the engagement officer, did you have like a caseload? Because as a social worker, you have a caseload. So did you have an equivalent? Because I worked with you, so I know.
Yeah, bro.
Do you know what I mean,
bro? All right. So, one of the things we said that we'd do, which is quite, when we first started this, I felt it was important that, we do education and social care.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like education and social care go hand in hand.
They overlap.
And there's a lot of similarities in, the job roles. Now, teachers are under a massive,
Yeah.
they're under massive stress. Yeah. They have a massive caseload, probably as much as a social worker, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Now, you got to remember, nowadays, most classrooms, depending on the school, because there are different variations of different schools, it's a classroom of 30 students in
Children.
a class. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah?
or students.
Right? So that's year 7, 30. Miss Mavis has got year 8. Bang, another 30. That's 60.
Also,
yeah.
you got to cover if a member of staff is sick.
Right. Year 11's now. Bang, another 30. Right, yeah? That's 90. That's 90 kids.
It's a lot, you know.
So one day, you got that's 90 books of marking.
Yeah.
You're thinking, rah, I can't watch there's no EastEnders tonight.
You got to mark the work.
I can't watch Love and Hip Hop tonight
Yeah.
or EastEnders. I got a mark.
Yeah, you have to.
You're vexed. You're thinking, I can't go gym tonight. I've got a mark. So there's a massive pressure. And you got to remember, right, yeah, sometimes it has to be marked maybe by tomorrow or the day after.
Because you got to give it to the children.
Right.
And then obviously they got to look at it. And then obviously their parents to look all these sorts of things.
That's right.
And but parents' evening.
That's right as well. So there is a lot of responsibility. And, you know, just talking to, I mean, I got a lot to say, but just talking to quite a few teachers actually last week. And, you know, they said to me that over the last 2 years, safeguarding has become a massive topic of conversation within schools, but they also feel that they don't really get enough like they should. Obviously, schools want to, you know, provide more safeguarding training, but teachers do need more because they're getting more and more cases of safeguarding.
I agree. I think teachers need to have a lot more safeguarding training and child protection. I'm not saying that they don't, but I think there's certain gaps, and I don't know whether that's because teachers haven't got the time because they've got the marking, all the things to do. Because remember, as a social worker, like teachers, when we work with them, they've got to come to conferences. They've got to come to child in need meetings. They've got to send us through paperwork regarding how the children are doing. Yeah. So imagine you've got your marking and stuff to do. Yeah. And then you've got your safeguarding stuff to do. But where do you think, Rob, the gaps are? Because obviously you mentioned about training. Yeah. But what do you think will kind of help teachers in terms of their safeguarding training to make them a lot more? Because as you said, a lot of the issues that children are experiencing, not just neglect, it's going beyond like neglect. So what would you say teachers kind of need?
Well, once again, it's the preparation, you know, and really and truly, it's the lead of the preparation from obviously the head teacher. You know, that's the one that's taking the lead of the school. That's the one who's saying, okay, this year we are basing our training on, I don't know, LGBT or on Black History Month or safeguarding, etc., etc. So they're taking the lead and they're saying, okay, this is what we're going to do this year. Now, the problem that we have, or that teachers have, they don't have enough time, bro.
They don't.
Time is limited. Yeah. And it's a concern. And what's a concern as well, just like social care, there's a massive, massive turnover of teachers leaving their profession.
There's a lot, to be honest with you. There's a lot of teachers who are leaving. And let's not forget, because I even want to ask, and it'd be good for your feedback, how did teachers manage in the pandemic? Because I know how social care did, but how did teachers manage not just lessons, but also safeguarding? Because remember what I said in the previous episode, how referrals started to skyrocket. I know some teachers who were doing home visits. Yeah. I'm telling you, like, I just want to be very, very clear, people. I know some teachers who I've worked with who were doing home visits during the pandemic.
Well, you know what, bruv? COVID was very difficult for teachers, right? Yeah, just like, you know, us in our job roles as well. And you got to remember, 95% of schools were taught at home, and it was online, Teams or by Zoom. So you got to remember, yeah, you've got Timmy or Albert or Claire is in the screen for 8 or 9 hours, bro. Right, yeah, or she's having her lesson plan or her lesson.
Yeah, and they'll be on screen.
On screen, and she's thinking, right, this is dead. This is all moist, as the young people say and everything, right? Yeah, but obviously they got into the role. You know, they took time in, you know, getting into the new way of life. You know, should I say? But a lot of young people said they found it hard to get used to, and a lot of them said, right, I actually didn't really learn anything. Not all children. Also, you have to remember as well, there are different types of schools. Yeah, there's a typical primary school,
secondary school,
reception, secondary school. But as you know, when we do come to secondary school now, there's a different variation. obviously I worked in an SEN school for 8 years.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
The school I worked in now, brother.
Yeah, you're a Senko, innit? You don't really tell people that, actually.
Brother. Listen
Yeah.
to me, brother. Right. Let me say about this school. Go in the car park up my car. Yeah. The youth's throwing sandwiches, chicken mayo sandwiches at my car. Right, yeah? Why are you doing that for?
I shouldn't.
Right? Yeah?
I shouldn't.
I'm saying to you, why are you doing that for? Right? Yeah,
No. Let me. No, go.
I'm being serious with you. Right?
Yeah, go on. Right? Let me drink my water in it. Sorry.
Hey, bro. So I'm thinking, what's this you doing? Right? But that's his way of saying that, right, you're all right. Because every day, it's always chicken meat. I said, nah, listen, you're taking liberties now, you know. Oh, it looks good. Pardon? What, on my wing mirror? Yeah? But after that, I go, right, like, why are you doing this? He said, no, I think you're all right. But he just didn't know how to say you're all right.
He didn't know how to articulate himself to you. Say, you're good, you're cool.
Because you remember, like, in an SEN school, it's children with autism, Asperger's,
ADHD.
mental health, ADHD, depression, serious mental health, self-harming, whatever, whatnot. Right? I'm talking like they come from a horrible family background. Yeah? Listen, I had children that were heroin babies.
Yeah.
Yeah? Right?
Or those who were born fetal
Right.
alcohol. Yeah, it's true. And they're still feeling the ramifications today.
I'm talking, right, so, and I don't mean to be a bit, what I'm about to say. I'm talking, there were young girls in the school that would wear their period pad 3 or 4 days after the period finish. Wow. Yeah? And they smell awful. So 8 years ago, if you think about mental health and well-being, we didn't know, it wasn't really spoken about yet,
Yeah.
but it was awful. You've got young people who they only bath once a week, right, yeah? So it was the most vulnerable, you know, horrific, you know, not children, but they was in horrible circumstances, right, yeah? And as I said before, my preparation, it was, all right, I had to go to the gym in the morning, right, yeah? Right? I'll make sure, like, got my headphones on, listen to some happy music. It might be some hip-hop or some, I don't know, some Afro beats, whatever, whatnot, yeah? When I got to the school gate, I would take a deep breath, and then, bang, I'm in row. I will always be in row. Bro, I don't know if I told you, as I mentioned before, I broke my arm twice at that school.
Yeah, you mentioned,
Stopping the fight, yeah? All right? So you're dealing with difficult children. But after a while, I wasn't doing my job, bro, anymore. Right? After a while, I was stopping fights. I come out security guard.
Your job, bro, evolved.
Yeah.
It became a lot more dynamic, a lot more versatile.
Which was good, but then they took me away. It took me away from actual mentoring and workshops, and you know, it because the cases of young people that we were getting, major safeguarding issues, it became worse, right? Yeah, and as I said before and everything, right? Yeah, mentally for staff, it's difficult, bruv. Right? Yeah. Now you got to remember, right? Yeah, you're dealing with hard to reach children. You've also got to, like, obviously, in hand, work with their family or their mother or their parents. And some of the parents, you're thinking, right, like, what are you doing? So they need help as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost like you're pampering and you're helping the child, but you're also pampering and helping the parents as well. Do you know what I mean? At the time, I'm not going to mention the borough, but there are some boroughs that, you know, some of the social workers weren't great. Yeah? So some of the social workers didn't really step up. Because it's not all social workers, brother, because we have to be honest, brother. Let's keep it real. We're in a, you know, we're in an education, social care, and there are some whatless teachers. I'm going to say it, bruv. Yeah? There are some whatless teachers. I'm going to say it because this is the truth. Yeah? There are some whatless social workers. I have to say it, bruv. Right?
I'm not going to disagree. No, I ain't going to disagree with you. I just love how you dropped it. I just love how you just dropped it in. You know what I mean? But you're right, though. Yeah, you're right.
It's not all, but some are just some are just a bit more better at their profession than others.
Right? Yeah.
Some know how to deal with families better than others. Some have better methods and everything. Yeah, but you know, there's times I might not have stepped up or dealt with a situation or a young person, you know, in the required manner that like I should have. Do you know what I mean? So we all need to step up. But yeah, it was difficult, man. And working in the school, you have to remember, school is very regimented, bro.
And structured.
Very structured, which is not a bad thing, but it is a bad thing.
But also on top of that, yeah, you have to think, school also potentially is a safe haven for children. When 100%. There's safeguarding issues. You know, I remember during the pandemic, there are a lot of children whereby they were experiencing a lot of things at home. They would go to school because school was their outlet, and
Yeah.
it gave them time to be in a safe environment from the hours of 9 to 3.
Mm.
Even though they'd have to go back home,
Yeah.
they were able to actually go and speak to their teachers.
Yep.
And sometimes social workers would go and see the children at school, and the children would be able to talk to the social worker about what's actually going on at home, because we couldn't have gone into the home because there was COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
But the schools were allowing students and pupils to actually go back in. So social workers were there speaking to young people about what was actually going on in the home. And then young people were able to be open and honest and say, this is what actually happens. And I think, as much as I know on this podcast, I've already spoken about how, you know, being a social worker is tough. I think we also have to look at how difficult it is for teachers, because it's not just about, as you said earlier, lesson planning and all those sorts of things. Teachers' roles are maybe 1, 2, 3, or 4 roles. Like, people don't know, but Rob is went to SEN school. He's a Senko, but he doesn't tell people that he's actually a Senko. Rob is a Senko. He's engagement mentor, inclusion officer. He's been a TA. So there's lots of kind of like professional hats that teachers have to manage in preparation, as well as being able to actually teach your lesson. And then you've got to break up fights. Then you've got the other things you've got to deal with as well. It's true. It's true.
And also, you know, on a personal level, as a professional, right? Yeah. So, you know, everyone has problems. You know, you might be going through a marriage breakup. The teacher might be going through depression. You know, there are different stages of you know, that adults go through different things. And remember, you have to like deal with, you know, our job role in a school, and it's difficult. You know.
Yeah.
Like, there's another. I want us to talk about classroom behaviour. I want it to be right, but
that's definitely important. But that'll be another. Yeah.
We'll get to that soon. Now, that's another thing as well. How am I as a teacher? How am I gonna, you know, prepare, and deal with classroom behaviour?
Because I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
When I spoke to some teachers and they've told me, like, if there's children that I'm working with, and they've told me what they've done in the school, and you read the reports, like they'll say, you know, this young person, he threw a chair across the room. He barged. I'm looking for myself, rah. Yeah. Like, throwing a chair across the room, trying to beat up a teacher. And you remember, like, in the old days, like Victorian times, teachers, you could not be doing things like that. It's either that,
they'll whip you,
Oliver
bro.
Twist up there, you're caned. That's it.
Yeah.
But can I ask you, actually, do you feel that the respect level for teachers has reduced? I don't mean, I mean in terms of like what they have to contend with, in terms of children, young people, because of challenge. Do you think that people just don't respect teachers anymore?
I think we're in, and this is me working with young people and the engagement that I have with them, and me asking them, you know, well, like, you know, it's very rare you hear them say, oh yeah, my teacher's my role model, or yeah, I want to be a teacher, or yeah, my teacher's like you know, my
hero.
Yeah, my hero.
Yeah,
very,
you don't hear
very
that.
rare.
Yeah.
Yes, there's always one teacher that they've got to sort of like they can confide in,
Or they've got a relationship with.
you know, have a bit of banter, get some advice, whatever, whatnot. Or if they're having a bad day, they go to a particular teacher, and that teacher calms them down. But yeah, the teacher, you don't really hear. In fact, it's the teacher, in terms of, you know, what we spoke about last week, is probably a little bit more better in terms of reputation than a social worker.
Yeah.
Yeah. But probably the reason why is because a teacher gets to spend day in, day out time with that child, at least maybe once or twice a week, or every day, depending on the, you know, the school curriculum, whatever, whatnot. But yeah, brother, it's you know, preparation is the key, because as I said before, it does depend what school you work in. So I don't know whether you're aware, we know about APs, yeah? So an AP and an SEN school, bruv, they're difficult. You have to be a particular sort of person.
You got to be built for that.
Brother.
Because I've been to APs and I'm like, yo, you got to have to be built.
But I've done a classroom assessment, yeah? And just analysing a young person, right? So I went to the back of the classroom, and then, you know, he was a bit rowdy, a bit loud, whatever, whatnot. And teacher told him several times, you know, can you calm down? Right, yeah? He goes, sir, go suck your mother. Right, so I'm thinking, rah, what's going to happen now? All the kids are laughing, you know, right, yeah? So the teacher goes, get up and get out. He goes, what? He goes, go suck your mother. Right, yeah? He said it again. So he said it 3 times, right, yeah? Excuse me for the language, I'm just obviously...
Yeah, giving context.
Giving content, yeah, what the young person said. And then the teacher called another teacher, but he looked demoralized. I thought, huh? Now, as I said before, right, yeah, times have changed now. And when you work in the AP, you have to be a very skilled and strong teacher.
And have awareness.
And bro, I'm going to be honest with you, brother. It's not about your piece of paper, yeah? No, we're not talking about your qualification. This now has to do with people skills.
That's right.
Yeah? How are you going to manage that classroom? How are you going to get the self-respect from your class or from the children to run things in your classroom, yeah?
Or how are you going to make sure you deal with conflict as well?
Right.
'Cause that is something that's going to happen.
Exactly. Now, nowadays as well, in the social media era, you've got to be like, you got to know what you're talking about, yeah? You got to know what's maybe the latest grime tune or
You got to be,
hip-hop
as you
tune.
said, you got to be up to date with the times.
You got to be up to date with the times, bruv. You have to be. It's very, very important, man. So I just think, like SEN school. Okay, so when I worked in an SEN school, one of my first SEN schools, there was a boy, disabled, autism, whatever, whatnot. He was at the time, I think maybe 12 years old, but he had a bladder problem. And then one day, I didn't know that he will nappy. So this time I'm in the classroom now, right? It's not funny, right? Yeah, but brother,
Don't laugh.
brother, I'm in the classroom now. I'm thinking, right, what's that smell? And they never told me that it was nappies. So he pooed himself. Right, yeah? Anyway, now, so it was an SEN school, as I said before. Now, brother, I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't prepared for that. I'm thinking, right. Because, yeah, can you got help to change his nappy? I'm like, pardon? So obviously it was me and another teen
Another
or whatever,
colleague, yeah.
Right, yeah? But as I said before, bruv, it's, you know...
These are the things that you got to be prepared for.
These are the things, but it's the type of school you work in.
That's right.
Right? Mainstream, you're dealing with highly functioning, normalized teenagers.
Not
Okay, yeah.
always.
Not always.
Yeah.
But I would say 80%
80%
of the
of the
time. Okay,
time.
all right, yeah, all right. But as I said, the new academic year, it brings new challenges. It's about learning from last year. You know, what did I do last year, or what didn't I manage last year that I can manage this year? Do you know what I'm saying? How can I be a better teacher than last year? How can I make better choices and decisions than last academic year? That's what it's about.
And also,
bro.
when I think about it, even though I said as a social worker that we don't get time off, to be fair, teachers, half terms and summer holidays, they're nice, but you're marking.
They're marking.
You're marking.
They're marking.
You know? So, yeah, but I mean, it's good insight to that, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
I always want to kind of see, you know, how is it that teachers actually manage? Because I think, you know, from the outside in, you know, people just think it's straightforward. It's not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not.
100%.
And as I was saying, people that teachers have different variation of roles. And because, you know, there's a lot more, I think there's a lot more emphasis on safeguarding for teachers. I think safeguarding for teachers is actually very much paramount.
Yeah.
Like teachers got to know, they got to look at, you know, teachers have to know, just like a social worker, teachers got to know every single child in their room, what their abilities are, if there's concerns, what the concerns are.
And you know as well, bruv, and you know, the more and more me and you know, meet every week and we talk, right, yeah, and you know, I have much more of appreciation every week, more and more for social work, you know, because obviously when we talk, you're also educating me. I'm also learning.
I'm also learning from you, man, as
You know
well,
what I mean?
yeah.
As well, right, yeah. But teachers and social work, the more and more I think about it, they're very demanding roles, bro.
They're very, very demanding. And they're tiring roles. And I think for me, teachers as well, I think I've learned to appreciate the roles of teachers because I had a traditional view. You're just there to teach and that's it. But teachers' roles are very dynamic and it varies, isn't it?
That's it. All right, man. Well, listen.
Yeah.
I thought we'd just keep that one short and sweet.
100.
Preparation is the key. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like your preparation today, like with the Vaseline. No,
You got to, man. You got to. You can't be coming on the podcast with chapping lips.
Saying, bro.
You know, that's why I ask people in the back, innit? My lips are okay. You know what I'm saying? No, it's true, you know. There's like they go zoom in and look at it and someone points it out on the pod.
So I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Nah.
You know, there's one time I went to a meeting one time and I forgot to clean my hands. And I went to shake the lady's hand. And she said, "Oh, you okay?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "You want some cream?" I'm like, "Nah." Violation, you know. Not even hi. My name's blah, blah, blah.
Do you know?
She goes, "You want some cream?"
Do you know, one time I was with my colleague, innit?
was
Yeah.
like, nah.
It was with my colleague, yeah, and I was in a meeting, but it was like, my hands weren't cream, and then she kind of like, you know, in the meeting when, this is before we went virtual,
Yeah.
and then she was just looking at me, and then she was doing this. I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, and I was like,
Yeah.
I couldn't put my hands like this and the thing.
Mad.
But yeah.
Yeah, mad, man. But yeah, all right, people, listen, please subscribe. You know the thing
like,
already.
follow, share.
Love is love, man.
Thank you, people.
Appreciate it.
Take
Cool,
care, man.
cool.
Take care.